Hi, this is Raman, your Alberta Real Estate tutor. Today we'll take a look at the different types of insurance that you may need when you become a realtor in Alberta. So let's go on to the slides and we'll take a deeper look at this topic. Let's take a look at the different types of insurance we may need as real estate agents. Now, why do we need insurance? Because we need to make sure that we manage our risk. Real estate is generally one of the biggest purchases that a person makes in their lifetime. As a result of that, there can be a lot of disputes, there can be concerns that arise, and there can be a lot of things that would create risk. And we as agents have to protect ourselves and manage this risk. So there are different types of insurance that we need in order to manage this risk. The first one is homeowners insurance. So technically, we are a home-based business. You're an independent contractor and you're working for yourself as a real estate agent. And in terms of doing your own business, you will have lots of business tools and equipment. And some of these things that we need on a daily basis will be a laptop, a cell phone. We also may have a computer, and then we also have other equipment like printers, scanners, fax machines. All of this equipment can really add up and can be expensive to replace. A standard homeowner's policy may not provide enough coverage for all of this equipment. So generally, we need to add a little bit extra so that we cover all of our equipment. Second type of insurance that we need is vehicle insurance. There's a difference in insurance coverage for personal use versus business use of a vehicle. In real estate, we use our cars for business. So if you're going to a client consultation, you are providing a comparative market analysis for somebody, you're going to look at a property or preview a property, or you are driving clients for the showings. All of these uses are considered business uses. If something happens, if there's an accident while you're driving clients or you're on your way to a business meeting to see a client, that claim or that accident can be denied. Therefore, you need to have business insurance for your car so that that use will be covered. All the client meetings will need to be covered under business use of your car. So it's very important that we get extended coverage for our cars to include the business use of our cars. Also, when you are driving clients around to different showings, that creates a higher potential for claims because if there's an accident, now there will be multiple claims that will arise out of the situation. So not just your car, it could also be a bodily injury to yourself or to your clients. So there can be multiple claims that will be tagged onto your insurance. As a result of that, this provides more risk. And in order to cover this risk, we need to purchase business insurance for your car. So you'll have to pay a little bit more, but it is well worth the extra few dollars that you have to pay. Next one is comprehensive and general liability insurance. This insurance provides broad coverage for claims for bodily injury as well as damage to property of others. So our equipment and our stuff will be covered under our home insurance or our car insurance, but if something happens to your client or somebody that you are meeting with, that will not be covered under your home insurance or your car insurance. This is why we need this comprehensive and general liability insurance. This insurance protects the insured against situations that may give rise to civil liability such as slip and falls. So if this happens, somebody rolls their ankle, in that case, we cannot put a claim against our own home insurance, and we cannot put a claim against the other person's home insurance whose house we may be showing. So this has to go under our liability insurance. This is why we need this insurance. If something like this happens, it can also cover the legal defense costs of the insured. So defense costs, lawyer fees can be very, very expensive. In this case, your comprehensive and general liability insurance will cover those as well. However, important to note that this insurance will not cover civil liability issues that relate to real estate transactions. What that means is that if you have errors or omissions or something you missed while you are doing business, that will not be covered under this. It's a separate policy that we have for covering errors and omissions. Let's go through some examples where we may need the comprehensive and general liability insurance. Slip and falls, for example. In Alberta, we get a lot of snow and we can get really icy conditions in winter. So if you're showing a house to a client and the person slips and falls and hits their head or breaks their ankle, in that case, like I said before, you cannot put that claim against your house insurance because it did not happen at your house. This could have happened at the house that you're showing to that person. However, you cannot put it under their policy because it wasn't exactly their fault. So this would fall under you, and this is where your comprehensive and general liability insurance would come into play. Next one is burglary or vandalism. So let's say you're doing a showing and somebody accidentally leaves the front door open. In this case, if somebody were to leave the front door open and you did not know that the front door was left open and there was a robbery, that coverage will come from your comprehensive and general liability insurance, not from those people's house insurance. Now, let's take another scenario. For example, if you were showing a house and somebody turned on the fireplace and forgot to turn it off, as a result of that, there was a fire or smoke damage. This is, again, something that will come from your policy, not from the person, not from the seller's homeowner's insurance. Let's take another example. If, for example, you were showing a property and somebody was testing the water, they left a tap running, and as a result of that, the water overflowed and caused a lot of damage, that will then come from your comprehensive and general liability insurance, again, not from the property owner's home insurance. Another type of insurance that we need is called professional liability insurance. In this case, this is our errors and omissions insurance. Errors and omissions insurance is important because we could make a mistake as we are conducting our business. So the insurance that will cover us under those circumstances. The errors and omissions insurance in real estate is provided through REICs or Real Estate Insurance Exchange. Now, this is run through RECA. The dues for this insurance are payable with our RECA fees, and they are due every year on September 30th. So let's do a recap. Insurance coverage is needed in order to manage risk. And since we as real estate agents work with properties that can be quite expensive, we need to make sure that we have proper insurance coverage for ourselves. The different types of insurance that we may need are 1. Homeowners insurance, 2. Vehicle insurance, 3. Comprehensive and general liability insurance, and 4. Professional liability insurance, also known as errors and omissions insurance, which is provided through REICs. Let's take a look at some of the exam questions that we may get around this topic. Pauline Yan is helping her clients buy residential property. The back door of the property is left unlocked after the showing. The property is subsequently robbed. The sellers initiate a civil lawsuit against Pauline Yan to compensate for their loss. What type of insurance will cover Pauline under this situation? Options are A. REICs, B. Errors and omissions insurance, C. Homeowners insurance, D. Comprehensive and general liability insurance. The correct answer here is D. comprehensive and general liability insurance. So similar to the example that we talked about earlier, anytime there is a robbery which results from you showing the property will fall under your comprehensive and general liability insurance. Next exam question. Susan is helping her client Mary purchase a residential property. Mary meets Susan at her home office to write an offer on the property she likes. While leaving the home office, Mary slips on the ice in the driveway and breaks her wrist, trying to break the fall. As a result, she's unable to work for 2 months. Mary initiates a civil lawsuit against Susan for lost wages. What type of insurance would cover Susan in this case? And the options are A, REAKS, B, errors and omissions insurance, C, homeowners insurance, or D, comprehensive and general liability insurance. And the correct answer is D. Anytime there's a slip and fall or some sort of a bodily injury, that will fall under the comprehensive and general liability insurance. Next exam question, what does REAKS cover? And the options are errors, omissions, and commissions, B, errors, commissions, and fraud, C, errors, omissions, and negligent acts, or D, errors, omissions, and breach of trust. And the correct answer is C. REAKS covers error, omissions, and negligent acts done by the real estate agent. And another thing to remember is that it only applies to transactions involving real estate. So REAKS will only cover you under those situations. If this does not involve a real estate transaction, then REAKS will not come into play. So that's it for today. If you would like some extra help with your exam preparation, I invite you to visit www.albertarealestateschool.com, or you can call me at 587-936-7779. Good luck with the exams, and I'll see you next time. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed this episode. That's it for today. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. I'll see you next time.